Welcome to another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Mike L, Kevin Jank.
I'm here, but I don't even know who I am anymore. I'm so many people these days.
I like butchered the opening. We had to re-record it. But Jank, yeah, it's exciting here on the big show. Tell the kids what issue you picked for them today.
Today we're going to be reading Deadshot number 4 of a 4-issue limited series from 1988.
Yeah, Deadshot.
Yeah.
It's like Deadpool and Longshot got together. I mean, this is Deadshot. He's a Suicide Squad fella, right?
Yep. That's correct. A Batman villain, I would say. And Suicide Squad.
Do you know his history with Batman? Because it's weird.
Yeah, I looked it up a little bit. Yeah, that was surprising.
I had no idea that happened. So yeah, we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Storied history for sure.
Before we get started, let's remind everybody, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're up to, we're holding steady, 355.
Oh, okay. We're stalled out.
Yeah. Didn't pick up anybody.
We can't drive 355.
So again, if we get to 500, Jank will make me read The Dark Knight Returns every week for a month. So let's make sure that does not happen.
Let's get it to happen. If you like causing Mike Del pain, which you should.
I think if we get to 499, I'm going to pull a hammy. I'm like, oh man, I got to end this podcast. I can't do it anymore.
I shot too much hockey. It's straining my eyes. I can no longer read a comic book.
So also, I have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective. All right, so Deadshot, his real name is Floyd Lawton.
Yeah, not the toughest name, I would say.
Don't hear many superheroes named Floyd. Not really
exclusively barbers, I feel like.
Yes. His first appearance was Batman issue 59 in 1950. That is crazy. I had no idea. No idea.
Goes way back.
He was created by two fellows, David Van Reed and Lou Sayer Schwartz.
Oh, they're the best. I mean, you see the Batman trade paperbacks of those two guys all over the place.
It took two men with 6 names to create Deadshot.
If only it could have been like Tiffany Amber Thiessen and Sarah Michelle Gellar. That's a group we can get.
You got my attention, yeah. All right, so he actually talks about his history here in this issue. So I don't know if I don't want to get too much. But let's talk about the Batman history with this fella.
Sure.
Because again, I had no idea this happened. But back in that Batman 59 or whatever, he for some reason replaced Batman. Is that what you heard as well?
Basically pulled a Kraven the Hunter, I guess.
Yeah, he became chums with Commissioner Gordon, and like he was like, I'm better than Batman, so I'll be
because I shoot people.
Yeah, would you like to describe? Did you see what he looked like back then?
Wasn't he just wearing he was dressed like a rich guy, basically, just wearing like a tuxedo and like a weird mask or something,
like a domino mask, like Robin, and a top hat.
Yeah,
he looked like a stage magician.
Like that magician guy from Columbo.
Oh, Jack Cassidy. Oh,
yeah,
what a great episode that was. One of my favorites. But so Batman, I guess, was I don't know why Batman wasn't around. He took a vacation or what, I don't know. But for some reason, Deadshot replaced him, and he even had a Deadshot signal.
Oh,
like the bat signal.
It looked like a sight of a gun.
I have no idea. I should have really done more research. But then I guess Batman got jealous or something, so he started digging into this Deadshot character, and he found out that really he was in cahoots with the criminals.
Uh-oh.
And he would track down some criminals while other guys, he would...
like the ones who didn't pay him protection money? Like, yeah.
It was kind of like a distraction. Like he would go, oh, look, Commissioner Gordon, I'm getting this guy over here. Don't pay attention to those guys over there. You know?
Yeah.
So Batman found that out and brought him to justice. And then he hates Batman then. He hated Batman. And I guess
you gotta love that when you're pulling criminal schemes and then you're super pissed at the people who are stopping you from being a criminal.
And I guess the way Batman caught him back then is he monkeyed with his guns or something, so he couldn't shoot straight then or something.
Yeah, I don't know how he got a hold of his guns. I did read that, but it seems like if you're getting a hold of his guns, you could probably take him down.
Why not just keep the guns?
Yeah.
Why just monkey with them?
Right. Why not just wait for him at his? You've been in his lair apparently. Take the guns and then wait for him in the lair.
I will have his bullets off by this many degrees. And meanwhile, guys behind you are getting murdered. Batman, like what the hell?
Yeah.
He's not hitting you, but he's hitting innocent bystanders. So,
Yep.
so, but I had
Yeah,
no idea.
Batman doesn't care about bringing people to justice so much as he likes to emasculate them. Apparently, you think you're a good shot. Look at you here. You suck.
So,
Joe
yeah.
Chill's a better shot than you. He at least hits targets.
So I guess we should say a little bit about his background. He comes from a very rich family, right? This Floyd Lawton,
Yeah,
and he had an older brother named Eddie, right?
that's right. We'll learn about him in this issue.
Yeah. And good Lord, he had a son too, apparently. Don't want to hear about
Yeah.
that. Good God.
Yeah.
What a
Good thing we did
story
not
this
do
is.
issue number 3 because boy, did this
Yes.
dark turn.
This is a very dark tale, this Deadshot 4 issue limited series.
By 88, yeah, DC was like, fuck it. We're just going dark. We're going hardcore.
So basically, his dad was a jerk, and his mom was a jerk, and his mom was like trying to it was like a Melendez situation. The mom was trying to get the boys to kill the dad, sort of.
Yeah.
It's a quasi Melendez situation, and Floyd tried to stop his older brother Eddie from killing his dad, even though he hated his dad, and he ended up accidentally killing his brother, and his dad was crippled in the incident.
Yep.
And
For a guy known for his accuracy and his pinpoint shooting abilities, seems to fuck up a lot when it comes to guns.
well, the way apparently the way it happened is the brother shot the dad in the back, and it didn't kill him, but it damaged his spine and it crippled him.
Yep.
And then he was
trying to like just wing his brother, to take the gun out of his hand. I think he was just trying to shoot the gun out of his hand or something like that. But instead, he shot him in the chest
well,
or whatever.
He had like been locked out, so he like climbed up a tree and he was outside a window and he was aiming for the brother's arm, but the tree branch he was sitting on snapped right before he pulled the trigger, so it caused the shot to go, and he hit him right between the eyes instead. So,
whoops.
So there you go. That's Deadshot's back, and then he studied to become a big assassin, and then he's an assassin for hire and all that other stuff, and joined the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad's a good place for him because with a guy who's supposed to be this deadly, like you can't have him fight too many like superheroes all the time because otherwise he's just gonna look like he sucks. Why can't he ever hit anybody? You can't shoot Green Arrow already? Come on, Green Arrow should be dead.
I think he was in another group too. Is it the Secret Six or something like that? Or
sounds about right.
Yeah, I have no idea about DC. But would you like to do the one thing about this Deadshot though? For a guy who's a killer and everything, his costume is pretty happy and peppy looking. So reds and yellows and silver and like that.
Yeah, he's not the Punisher. He's not trying to keep it dark colors, blend into the shadows. No. Not so much.
He wears like a silver mask and it covers his whole face except like his right eye is like a big red lens.
Yeah.
Scope, basically, I guess.
Yeah,
he looks
like
a little
Predator.
He kind of reminds me a little of Deathlock.
Yeah, I can totally see that. Yeah, with the one kind of cybernetic eye.
Just the way he kind of looks.
And the color scheme. A lot of silver, a lot of red.
So there you go. Anything else we should?
Swinging medallion looks like on his chest.
And of course, he was in the Will Smith played him in the movie, right?
Yeah, that's right. In that terrible Suicide Squad movie.
Was he also in the other one as well?
No. Basically, I think Harley Quinn was the only holdover. I think maybe Boomerang was in like one scene and died right away, but for the most part, they just basically cleaned house.
Oh, I didn't know that. So the second Suicide Squad movie has all new Suicide Squad members?
Yep. They were like, yeah, that movie didn't work. We're going in.
I didn't know that. I thought the same cast is back. Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's kind of why I think it worked. It's because they learned from their mistakes. And James Gunn, I know you don't like him, but knows how to make a movie, turns out.
Yeah, it's the other stuff I don't like about it. All right, so John Ostrander is the writer here. I don't know if we've ever talked about John Ostrander on the show.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's a big Suicide Squad guy, so maybe when you guys did Suicide Squad.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, we probably did. He was born in 1949. He began working for First Comics in 1983. He created the Suicide Squad. and he appeared as Dr. Fitzgibbon in the Suicide Squad movie and the Peacemaker TV show.
Oh, I don't remember who Dr. Fitzgibbon was, but
Yeah, so,
Peacemaker show is great. You should watch that.
so yeah, I still haven't seen it. 452 writing credits at DC at the time, including Aquaman, Batman, Catwoman, Hawkworld, and Firestorm.
Oh,
Now, there's another writer
awkward.
credited here, Kim Yale, and this is a sad story, but she had 79 writing credits at DC, including a lot of Manhunter and Suicide Squad. She was the wife of John Ostrander.
Oh,
Sadly, she died in 1997 of breast cancer at the age of 43.
oh, that hurts.
That's tragic. Yeah,
Yeah, that's not good. Were they still married that whole time?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and I guess she was very influential in helping other female comic creators. And um, I know that some organization had an award named in her honor or something for a while. So,
Oh,
but
that's,
yeah, very sad story. And the artist here is
yeah.
a Luke McDonnell, right? Is that it? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it says.
For a second, I was thinking, is it McConnell or McDonald? McDonald. And we've talked about him before. Because I think he did. Did he do that Justice League where Green Lantern got punched out by Batman? I think.
No, I believe that
No.
was Keith Giffen.
Oh, that's right. That was Keith. So I know we've done a Luke McDonald before, though. Or did
Okay.
Keith Giffen just write that book, or did he draw that? I don't know.
Uh, or no, it's somebody else. Kevin McGuire. Is that it?
Oh,
Kevin
there it
McGuire?
is. That's right.
Yep.
Yep, that's right. But anyway, Luke McDonald, 133 credits at DC, including the Phantom, not the Phantom Stranger,
Oh,
the cool Phantom.
yeah, with his skull bed.
Yeah.
He takes
Uh,
his wife to every night. Makes sweet love to her on a pile of skulls.
Suicide Squad, and Justice League of America. So that's all I got. So there you go. All right. Anything else about the Deadshots?
I remember him being a villain in like the Batman Arkham games.
Oh, okay.
Where you just basically trying to take him down while he tried to snipe at you. Those were fun levels. So
That's something.
yeah,
All right. Let's look at the cover because apparently Deadshot wants to kill Doctor Who.
yeah, it just kind of looked like that. Just give her a nice scarf,
Oh no,
and
that is not an attractive woman.
no,
So,
that's why he's taking her out. He's like, this will the world will be better off. Uh, so there's just not much of a corner box, just a little black and white circle, DC circle with the little stars around it, and says number 4 holiday. I don't know what that means, but 4-issue miniseries. And then we got the creators' names above the title. It says Ostrander, Yale, and McDonald. And then we got the Deadshot logo. It's pretty simple for the most part, but luckily they did do what you would have to do. I feel like if you're doing a Deadshot logo, you got to have the O be the sight of a gun. If
yeah,
you're not doing that, like you're not doing the bare minimum.
yeah.
And then right below it says Homecoming in red letters. That's I guess the title of this issue, except it's not. Because there's a different title. But
Or
then
maybe
there's
that's
a
the title of the whole four issue thing. I don't know. Say
maybe.
Homecoming on all the covers. I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Possibly. But then there's a gimmick they've been doing on all these covers, which is kind of cool. I like it. It's mostly like a yellow background in this issue, but then since this is issue number 4, they have like this giant 4-esque looking cutout in the middle of the panel. And they would do this on each of the covers, like it would look kind of like that number
Yeah,
of
kind
whatever
of.
issue it was.
Issue
Yeah.
3 was stretching it a lot.
Yes. They're very stylized to try to show more, picture. But yeah, it kind of looks like a 4. And it's just like a pink shot of a scope, like the scope in his eye there. And it's zoomed in on this old lady's face who we'll come to learn is his mother. And then there's always a shot of Deadshot in like an action pose, kind of on the periphery of this number picture. And in this one, he is kind of down in the bottom right corner, facing right at the camera and holding up his, gun arm and steadying it with the other arm and just blasting away.
Yeah, that's what we should have mentioned. He doesn't actually use guns, right? He's got these guns like mounted on his forearms.
Yeah, like little wrist guns, like Spider-Man's web shooters, but bullets.
And yeah, except they're on the top of the wrist instead of the underneath, but
Yeah.
same concept.
Yep.
Um, Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I'd feel about this having guns on my forearms. I don't know. I think is that
I mean, it's
easier to?
still less dangerous than Wolverine, where you're just like any minute you're like you're taking a whiz and oh shit,
That's why he's got the
Plus came out.
helicopter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess is it more accurate to aim with your wrists, your forearms, than it
I
is? I don't know.
mean, he seems to have so many different scopes and like a mechanical eye and stuff. Like, I don't know. I feel like it should be pretty easy at that point. This thing does itself, basically.
I also, since the corner box was so minimal, I couldn't help but notice the approved by the Comics Code Authority tag that's in all these. But it
Yeah.
really does open your eyes that this was getting approved by the Comics Code because this story is pretty grim.
Yeah, I did look through issue 3 a little bit. And when he finds out his mom was behind this, he's like, "I'm gonna kill that old slut." Like I was like, "Oh man, this this comic is crazy."
Yeah, so basically the story here is that Deadshot's wife, or not his wife, his mother, she still wants to kill her husband, who is still alive, but he's crippled. But they live separately, and he keeps her living in the house in a pretty nice house, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I guess she's like a prisoner technically, but you're in a nice mansion.
Yeah, he wanted
Things
divorce
could
her,
be
and
worse.
he keeps her like in this little secluded area. And she wants to. Her big scheme here was to kidnap Deadshot's son and use that to blackmail him into killing his father. Finally,
Yeah. I mean, there's
and
got to be other hitmen out there who will just do this for money, which you seem to have a lot of. So I don't know.
yeah, she may have got like the worst hitman possible to do this because she changed. Like, there's no easy way to say this.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I mean, you've hired all these goons. Why not just hire one of them to take out your husband
you know
instead
who
of?
you you know who you shouldn't hire to do a kidnapping with a little boy is a pedophile. That's who you don't
Yeah.
want to do because that's
I'm
what she
guessing
did.
she just didn't, run the the Megan's Law website, which they didn't have back then. But he probably didn't bring that up in the job interview. I'm guessing.
So in issue 3, this guy ends up killing Deadshot's son,
Yeah.
and it's very it's not graphic. It happens off panel, but his description of it, I'm just trying to show how much I like him. Okay, calm down.
Ugh.
Yeah, this is brutal. And
It's terrible.
and then when Deadshot comes in and he sees his dead son, he just says, "Did you kill this kid?" He's like, "Yeah." So he starts shooting like him in his arms and his legs and shooting him everywhere except to kill him. And then he finally kills him. But
Sure.
he didn't seem all
Deserved.
broken up that really his kid was. Like, he walks in and his kid's dead on a bare mattress. And he's like, oh.
Yeah, I guess that happened, you'd probably just kind of go numb for a little bit.
So
You just kind of wouldn't even know how to process it.
yeah, it's rough. But anyway, so this issue, he figures out, like, along the way he figured out his mom was behind it all. So
Yeah.
now he's coming to get his mom.
Yep.
And
He's taking on everybody that had anything to do with this. He's like, you're all gonna die.
and there's also another lady in here, his therapist.
Yeah. And her little do rag.
What her name's like? Is it her? Her last name is Her, right?
Hers, yeah.
Hers. And is it Marjorie or I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Let's go with Debbie.
You
Or Debbie,
want to call her Dr. Hers?
Dr. Hers. When she's not making potato chips, she also is quite the psychiatrist. All right, so we open it up and we see astride a grave, and it's a big splash page. And hey, it's like Deadshot, but a skeleton.
Yeah, and his costume's all decaying and ripped apart.
And we see other players in this story, so, like all the guys he's been killing, I guess.
Yeah, I'm assuming on the left that's his mom. Kind
Yeah, I
of
have
looks
no
like a dude,
idea.
but I don't
Yeah.
know.
And hey, we get a good Samuel Beckett quote from Waiting for Godot. They give birth astride a grave. The light gleams an instant, and then it's nice once more. I'm sure you were a big Samuel Beckett guy, right, Jake?
Oh, I mean, I've got this tattooed on my butt cheek.
Actually, you like the Samuel Beckett quite a bit. In fact, I took one of my life mottos from his book Murphy, and
Oh,
it's basically, when I was reading this book, I was like, "Holy hell, this is just me!" This guy, the Samuel Beckett, wrote this, And it's Providence will provide. That's what you think. Just Providence will
Oh,
provide. Yeah, don't worry
okay,
about
I
shit.
like that.
Providence will provide. Yeah,
I took my life motto from The Simpsons.
yeah.
Trying is the first step towards failure.
There you go. There you go. All right. So the next page, we get a scenic shot outdoors of Mama Deadshot's house,
Yeah.
and we see the therapist lady sneaking up on the house, and she's dressed all in black with her red do rag. Because when you dress in all black, the one thing you want to
Yep.
do is wear a bright red kerchief on your head.
Yeah, not the smartest. Apparently, the therapist like moonlights as a ninja, though.
So she sneaks in the house there, but Mama Deadshot is up, and she's wearing like a Phyllis Diller robe. That's an old reference. I'm sure that tracks with our audience.
Yep, they're going
young,
crazy right now.
young
Everyone's
hip
just
audience.
laughing and rolling on the floor.
But she's got a gun, and she stops her, and she says, "I've won marksmanship trophies with this gun. I'm the equal of my son Deadshot. Perhaps you've heard of him."
You're a foot away from her. I don't even think you need to be that good. You've got a gun right in her face.
I don't know. I mean, that really kind of undermines Deadshot's credibility if his old
Yeah.
lady is as good as he is at shooting a gun, you know?
She's got cataracts, I'm sure. Like, she can't be that accurate.
This whole sequence I didn't like, but like right. What would you like to explain what happens here with the Mama Deadshot and the psychiatrist lady?
So she's like, "Hey, why are you sneaking in my home?" And she's like, "I'm gonna tell if I shoot you, it'll be totally justified because you're an intruder. You're breaking into my house, and that's what I'll tell the cops." And therapist lady, she's like, "No, no, no. See, that's not what's gonna happen at all. It's bull. It won't play, and I'll tell you why. First of all, you're an alleged recluse. A murder trial, even a coroner's inquest would require your presence for testimony. Second of all, the sheriff knows about my visit earlier today. There's a note back where I'm staying where I'm staying for him. Note back where I'm staying for staying for him. That doesn't make any sense. There's
Yes.
a note back where I'm staying for him,
Yeah.
saying
Sentence
Mrs.
structure could
Layton,
have been better there. Yeah.
yeah, changed her mind. Says you sent word for me to come up and visit. Kill me and your story loses a lot of credibility. And the lady's just like, you're bluffing. She's like, maybe, maybe not. But maybe we should just talk this over instead of letting it come to that. And the lady's
Yeah,
like, all right, I like your moxie, kid.
yeah, I didn't like her moxie. I didn't like any of that. The only way a speech like that works is if she shoots her then, right? When she's done
Yeah.
saying it. It's the only way that works. Otherwise,
Basically, her only thing was I left a note for the sheriff saying I was coming
yeah,
here. But I don't know that holds up. That just means you're an intruder who left a note saying you were coming there.
exactly. Yeah, I didn't like any of that. But anyway, we get to Mama Deadshot invites her in for some tea. And then she says, I want to get to know you and get to know what you know or something. So then we cut over and we see some guy in a bow tie and a purple jacket, and he's getting some other dude out of the hospital.
Yep.
And the doctor's like, "Oh, you can't leave the hospital." He's like, "No, we got to leave the hospital." So he pulls him in, and I guess these are guys involved in the kidnapping case as well.
Yeah.
And Deadshot says he's going to murder him. And so the one buddy came to get the other guy out of the hospital, so he's not a sitting duck for Deadshot. But then I don't know, he
Or
just,
so it seems.
yeah, he pulls it, drives him out into the country, takes the guy out of the car at gunpoint, throws him on the ground, and shoots him. So,
Yeah. He's basically like, Deadshot got to me already. He told me to bring you out here so that he can kill you. But I'm going to go one step up, beyond and kill you myself. So Deadshot will take pity on me because I helped him.
yeah, I kind of like he does this a couple times, Luke McDonald, but in the it's not really a panel, it's an open panel when he's shooting him on the ground, and there'll just
Yeah.
be a splotch of color behind him, and it reminds me of the Family Circus.
No. All those times little Jeffy would shoot somebody.
Yes, I like it. So yeah, he turns around if he kills the guy. He says, "Hey, Deadshot, I know you're out there somewhere. I know you can see me, and look at me. I did it for you. I killed him for you. We're cool, right? We're square." And then we see that guy's head in a scope, and Deadshot says, "Hey, you went too far. I wanted to kill
Yeah. Shoots him right between the eyes.
him." And we see his face in the scope as the bullet's entering between his eyes. And Deadshot just walks around and yeah, I don't know, steals their car, I guess.
Yep. Sure does.
Now we cut back to Mama Deadshot and the psychiatrist lady. They're enjoying their tea.
I just want The Rock to come in and start whipping somebody with a belt saying Mama Deadshot.
Nice wrestling reference. So this psychiatrist lady, she's like, I'm just here to help Floyd. I'm trying to find out what Floyd's deal is. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Because
And
he's clearly been, she doesn't know exactly what happened with Eddie when they were kids and that whole incident, but she wants to know. She wants the truth finally.
so, how did breaking into this house, like, she just came in here to, like, she was going to strong arm Mama Deadshot into telling her?
Basically, yeah.
Or so, yeah, Mama Deadshot then tells her own version of the tale.
Yep.
And
She's like, you don't know anything you suspect, but you know nothing. You're merely guessing, like many people throughout the years. I've never confirmed their speculation one way or the other. For all I know, you might be wired for sound. Isn't that the phrase? She's like, I'm not bugged. I'm just a therapist.
I'm just a therapist who breaks into people's houses at night. And then right when it starts getting a little, not really contentious, but they're still yapping. And then boom, they turn around. There's Deadshot. He's standing
Yeah.
there. This is a great shot of Deadshot.
Yeah, because Mama Deadshot was like, Edward heard the gunshot burst into the room after, Floyd killed his dad. And he struggled with Floyd for the gun. It went off, perhaps accidentally. What matter? Edward was dead. And then Deadshot's immediately just like, even here, you can't tell the truth, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. I'm looking at his costume here. Yeah, he does kind of have that medallion thing on his
Yeah.
sternum.
Yeah.
Like Flavor Flav. It's like a scope on his chest. I don't know. But yeah, that's a great shot. And again, we get that little color thing behind him, family circle.
Yeah. Little squiggle.
So,
It's like those 90s zigzag cups.
but he's got his gun arm pointed at her, and he tells the whole story, the real story. He takes off his mask even.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, this is the first
real.
time I've seen him without his mask. This is like my introduction to Deadshot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, that is not a good looking man. He looks like Charles Bronson a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe that's what they were going for. Definitely ripping off Death Wish a little bit.
And so he tells the full story, like what we told at the beginning of the show. He was trying to stop his brother from killing his dad. And
the mom wanted the two of them to kill the dad for her. She made up a bunch of stories like, oh, he's terrible, he's abusive, and he's always cheating on me, and all these things. And Eddie bought it. He was like, hey, I'm going to go kill dad. And Floyd was not having it. So he, like we talked about earlier, was in the tree trying to take him out, but the branch broke. Ended up shooting his brother. And the dad was just paralyzed, not killed.
So Deadshot explains all that, and the therapist lady's there, and he's like, I'm going to kill you, Ma. And the therapist is like, no, don't do that or she'll win. Whatever.
Yeah, that's what she wants. Like, clearly she's got a death wish. She's stuck here and like a prisoner. Like, she doesn't want to be here. She just wants it to be over.
Why she could take a bath with a toaster? She wants to be, I don't know if she has a death wish.
They're too rich to have a toaster.
Another Charles Bronson reference, though. And so he's just eyeing up his mom, and he like pulls the gun up, points it up. So he's not going to kill her. And then she runs away, and she's like, wimp, coward, you gutless, spineless excuse of a man. You disgrace the Lawton name. I disown you. Get out of my sight. You're no son of mine. And then he shoots her in the back.
Yeah. Pretty great. That's a good panel right there.
Blam. And the therapist is like, she's alive. And he's like, I decided you were right. Oh wait, yeah, you read it, because do a good Deadshot voice.
I gotta try to figure out, what does Charles Bronson sound like? I decided you were right. It would be wrong to kill her.
Wait a minute. That sounds a lot like the comic book guy from the Simpsons.
Yeah, it's kind of it's more the Simpsons impression of Charles Bronson than I remember they did that like Death Wish 12.
All
There was
right,
like a parody of
go ahead. I just want to make sure you're aware, but all right, go ahead.
it. I think it was Hank Azaria, so yeah, it makes sense. So I put a bullet close to her spine. Now she and Dad are a match set.
She's like a 70-year-old woman. You just put a bullet in her back. I don't know if you can pick and choose if she lives or dies. I think I think she's probably gonna die. I don't know.
It's like that issue where it's like where Thor last week was like, "Oh, that didn't look like a fatal throw." The guy's plummeting to headlong towards the wall.
Uh, so the therapist lady says, "Hey Floyd, you got to get out of here. I'll handle it on this end." I think, well, this is a hell of a therapist. I tell you what.
Yeah, full service. Makes house calls.
And so she gets down while this old lady's bleeding out on the ground. And she starts like threatening her, like, you're not going to tell anybody, see? This is what we're going to do.
Yep. You're gonna say that you didn't see who shot you. You don't know nothing.
I
We
just
gotta
came
give
up
Floyd
here.
a break for once.
I just came up here because you invited me to tea and I found you on the floor.
You say one word, I will tell everyone what you did to your grandson. And you're going away a long time.
We just get a panel of the old lady saying, yes, on the ground.
That was just the gas escaping from her punctured kidneys.
So now we're outside and we see her talking to the cops. And apparently, this cop and her have had something going in the previous issues because I did see them having a conversation, and it
Oh,
almost
okay.
looks like he's sweet on her too. So,
Oh, could be. Because yeah, he lets her get away with a lot here. That's for sure. He's like, "Hey, wouldn't happen to know where Deadshot is right about now, huh? Because this seems weird. His mom was shot. He's a guy who likes to shoot people. I don't know.
he shot an old lady in the back.
His kid was found dead, so that makes sense that he'd be pretty angry. And now his mom is shot. Seems a little suspicious." And she's just like, "No, I don't know nothing about that."
Nothing. And we get more family circus background here at the bottom, and the cops like, all right, keep yourself available for the inquest. You'll be wanted to testify. Otherwise, you can get out of town, far out of town. Goodbye, Miss Hers.
Ooh,
Yeah.
he ain't so sweet on her anymore.
So now we cut over to I don't know, is this the Suicide Squad headquarters or something?
Yeah, probably Belle Reve. Is that where they're out of at this point?
I'll take
But
your word for it.
yeah, Amanda Waller's there with some other guy in a bow tie,
That might be Doctor
smoking a
Fitzgibbon,
pipe.
maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be. But
Yeah.
so they're
They're
chatting
just kind
about
of talking about it,
Deadshot.
and she's like, "Yeah, I cleaned it up. Lawton won't have to worry about this."
uh, Something else. Did I say something else here? You didn't have to cover for Lawton. And she says, I don't want the squad exposed, and Miss Hers would be prosecuted as an accomplice. She deserves better. So did Lawton, at least better than what he got.
Yeah. I mean, that's accurate. He got a shit deal here.
So
Did not work out for him.
now the therapist lady, Hers, is in another therapy session with Lawton, and she's like, hey, it's okay, Floyd. We can do our sessions again if that's cool with you. And he's like, nope, I don't want to be doing any more
Yeah,
sessions.
even though I was like way too involved in this, they're letting me still be your therapist for some reason.
He's smoking a dart. And I like the background here is just all black, so it's just the two characters.
Yeah,
And
she's heavily shadowed in the second one when he says no.
I actually really like the art in this book.
Yeah.
Um, and McDonald did the inking too, because the inking is very strong here. And so, what's the gist here? She's trying to help him still, and he's like, he gives a big speech about how maybe some people just are above help. Like
Yeah, he's
I'm just
basically like,
bad.
yeah. Basically like Jesse Pinkman in beginning of season
Oh,
three of
good
Breaking
lord.
Bad.
Good lord. I'd much rather have Simpsons references than Breaking Bad. But yeah, he says, the most important thing is life. You should feel bad when you kill somebody. When I killed my brother, I didn't feel anything. And
Yeah.
and he's the only person I ever gave two damns about. And I just murder people. Well, that doesn't bother me at all. Maybe I'm just bad, Doc. I'm just bad.
Yep.
And, she's like, no, Floyd, we can help you. And he's like, shut up, lady. He throws some flowers down. He says, he's like, yo, you doctors trying to heal people. What if some people can't be cured? But there really is something that is evil. So all
Hmm.
this is a dead end. Like you and me are a dead end because there's really no place for anything to go. And she says, "You won't risk it, will you? Risk that you're wrong about yourself. Risk you might have to change." And he walks out of the room and he says, "I am who I am. I am what I am. The cards are dealt. Let them lie." That's the final panel, and he's
Yeah.
final shot of it is seen through a scope, and it's all red and yellows and black, and he's walking away from the camera.
Yeah, I really like that final shot because it's kind of like, is he just imagining that, or is someone actually trying to take aim at him? You don't know.
And he's always on a target. So there you
Yep.
go. That's Deadshot, issue 4 of the a very dark mini series. A lot of people getting
Yes.
shot in the head, old ladies getting shot in the spine, kids being raped to death. That's nice. That's lovely.
Yeah.
So,
Wholesome. Family circus fun.
there you Ostrander, yeah, like I didn't like that little bit with the Mama Deadshot and the psychiatrist lady, but still overall it's very good. It's well written and
Yeah. Yeah, I can see. I mean, it might not hold up. It's one of those things that doesn't hold up if you think about it for 2 seconds, but in the moment, you're like, all right, fine. I'll go with it because this is compelling stuff.
yeah, it was just too forced and like not authentic. Like I don't think they would have been talking like that. But the art here, I'm a big fan of. I actually like it a lot, and I know we've done Luke McDonald before, but I can't remember. So,
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like we might have. Yeah, he reminded me a lot of like Scott McDaniel. I feel is like the biggest comparison for me.
take your word for it. I don't know who that is.
He did.
Um,
He was on Daredevil for a little bit, like around the, what was that, Fall from Grace era.
like if you get into the on that final page, the top right panel, just a close up of her eyes. Like if you just look at that, I can see a lot of Rick Leonardi in there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely.
Um,
Yep.
but
See
yeah,
that.
but he does a lot
Yeah.
of good stuff here with composition and again he did the inks, so there's a lot of cool heavy inking done in here.
Yeah. A
And
lot of heavy shadows. Everything's kind of dark. There's always a lot of black in most of the panels.
so yeah, like the art. But I don't know about the
Draws a good
Deadshot
bow
guy.
tie.
How do you feel about Deadshot? Are you in on Charles Bronson?
You know what? I found this compelling, so I kind of am interested to see where it would go from here. Like what this guy is all about. Like, does he ever, soften, and does he ever try to change it all? I could see, it being a long arc that eventually pays off. And well, except they probably rebooted before that ever happened, but
Yeah.
because it's DC.
I,
But
I guess my thing is I'm just right away I just I like the Punisher better. So
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I mean, it was interesting that at least this guy had a family for part of his run as Deadshot, I guess.
Well, Deadshot is a
Um,
kid. Oh yeah, but yeah, his wife
yeah,
and his kid.
exactly.
Who? Yeah, I don't even know who his wife was, or was he married, or
Yeah, that's a good question.
that's the kind of thing like professional host would research.
We want to see Deadshot's entire dating history.
I'm very busy.
What was his? When did he lose his virginity?
I guess this could be the part of the show where we Google things, but nah, screw it. It's Deadshot.
I'm guessing it wasn't like a famous supervillain. It's probably just some lady.
Some lady, some Tommy. So, all right.
Yeah.
Uh, will you go back and read the other 3 issues of this? I won't, but it's not like I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that I'll get around to that, but I would be curious to see more about Deadshot. I'm definitely more interested in Deadshot now than I was before we read it. So it did its job there.
All right. I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10. I really like the art. Most of the writing was really good, but a couple things annoyed me about it.
Yeah.
It's not bad though. It's enjoyable.
Yeah. I couldn't quite go 8, but I think I'm going to give it a solid 7.5. Uh,
Always got to get that 0.5 in there. So there you go, Deadshot. Check him out, and don't watch him in the Suicide Squad movie.
no. Play the Arkham games. Better representation.
All right, so next week, Jank. Wow, what a ride I went on this
Yeah.
afternoon trying to pick a book.
Oh, I know. And it
Uh,
sounds like it paid off. Like you found a real dude.
well, here's the thought process. I like to do the villains, and I like to do books from my childhood too that I had and don't remember. But so I was going to try and do something with Batroc the Leaper. Uh,
Oh, okay.
I like Batroc a lot. We've never talked about it. He talks to that
But then
French
you realized you
accent.
hate the French. Yeah. So you're
And
like,
I was trying to find a good one. And then I was thinking, oh, we never done the Sandman actually on the show.
oh,
And I was going to pick an Incredible Hulk issue with the Sandman. And this was in the
nice.
early 70s. So the Sandman was wearing that goofy outfit.
Oh, no, I hate that outfit. I
I
saw that
wanted,
like once and I was like, oof, what are they thinking?
I want to find out what he was doing in that stupid outfit. So we still might do
Yeah,
that one.
maybe it was functional, like it would do keep his sand together or
Yeah,
something.
I think there was a purpose to why he wore it, but I can't
I hope
remember.
so
Yeah.
because it didn't look good.
So we'll probably do that one because I didn't have that issue when I was a kid, but what was it like? There was a Marvel series that reprinted old books. Is it Marvel
Oh, I think
Tales or
there's
Marvel?
there's a bunch of them throughout the years.
Yeah, so I had that version of that book, so it was just like the reprint. But I still have it. And then I always picked an old Defenders that I had, that also has the book.
Ooh.
But you know what? At the end of the day, Jack, we're going to do Night Nurse issue 2 from 1972. I've been, I've been,
All
thre-
right.
I've been threatening Night Nurse for years on the show. And
Night Nurse number two.
I don't know how I ended up there when I'm looking at Batroc and Sandman. And
Yeah, that's really quite this swerve.
I really have no idea how I stumbled back to Night Nurse. But yeah, it's a wild, wild show. Like the issue, it's just a nurse in a hospital doing things. That's it. Not a
If
superhero.
you thought damage control was too exciting, ready for Night Nurse.
There
Just
are four
nursing it up.
issues. It only lasted 4 issues, I believe, maybe five. I think four. We'll find out next week.
I
But
like her
the
cape. That's how you know she's a cool nurse.
but the artist here is a guy named Win Mortimer, and I love his art. Is great. I'm a big fan. So
Win Mortimer.
Win Mortimer. So yeah, next week Night Nurse. I've been talking about doing Night Nurse since Mike L's been on the show way back,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm looking through this issue. It doesn't look like much is happening other than being a
it's
nurse.
basically a soap opera.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Well, look at the first 2 pages, like the splash page, and then turn the page to see the next page. The page, I guess, 2, that would be.
There's almost a car accident.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, she gets hit by that car. So that's exciting. This lady, not
Oh
the nurse.
man.
Don't get worried. The night nurse doesn't get hit by the car.
Yeah, she's still got 2 more issues to do at least.
Yeah, it's just a foxy brunette walking on the street gets hit by a car. So I want to find out who hit her with that car. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Let's get Columbo in here.
I hope it's not Batroc the Leaper.
All
All right.
right.
So again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. And until next week, don't get any jank on you.